Hey everybody, it's your boy Lock Zero, and I'm here with my broski.
It's your man Rev. What up?
Hey, and we're here to do the review of One Piece chapter 1001. Um,
Whole new journey. Whole new
yes.
chapter of thousands we're starting. Everything before didn't count. Everything is new.
We're in the seriousness right now. We're in quadruple digits, so it's four times as intense as it was before.
The
Somehow.
bonus multiplier is even more lifted.
But yeah, man, let's just kick it off. We got the little cover art here, and Jinbei is just chillaxing on a jellyfish, which I
Chilling on
don't.
some jellyfish. Definitely like baked out of his face, man. Just relaxing at the feet. Like,
Yeah,
that smile's a little too wide for Djembe. Djembe doesn't smile. So
mm,
he's definitely like looking at a crazy light show, being like, oh my God, life is just so simple. He's saying some crazy shit. He's got his
yeah,
inner Willie Nelson on right now.
yeah. I could pick up that vibe from this
Yeah.
little thing and these smiley ass jellyfish. By the way, I don't recommend laying on a bed of jellyfish,
Super
unless you
poisonous.
are a
Yeah.
fisherman.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, that's what we got here, and I'm gonna continue on, jump into the chapter, and we got Big Mom and Kaido. Oh, no, we got Big Mom here, and she's saying, "You miserable little brat, you're still going on about the King of Pirates." I think that's Big Mom talking. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I think that's
Um,
Big Mom talking because Kaido
Kaido's
has like
fucked
inner
up.
dialogue going on. Yeah. Kaido's a little of a rocked in his face. But yeah, Big Mom definitely clearly talking with Luffy. We see um Kaido's like, little form shaking on the ground right there.
Yeah,
Luffy just looking like, I don't care what you say.
yeah.
I'm gonna do me.
Yeah, he is disrespecting Big Mom to like the highest caliber. He doesn't listen to her. He doesn't pay attention. He doesn't acknowledge her. Like she's just
Bro,
a
he
like.
went to her home, shit on her food, and then dip. Like, you can't have, oh, I'm Big Mom, I like candy, and then you go there and you fuck her up and take all her candy. It's like, sit down, little girl. No, I'm kidding. No, it is Big Mom. It is a Yonko. I think Luffy is just feeling himself. He's got his swagger back.
Yeah.
He's got his cape flowing. He's got his hockey up. Man, he's walking around with the little stones.
hmm And then yeah, we got so Luffy staring him down, and Kaido is just having his inner dialogue. He's like, his punch, it damaged me, and then you can see his little blood dripping from his mouth. So that affected him. Uh, Zoro saying, "Was that the hockey he learned from the old man in Wano?" And Kid is saying, "What was that hockey just now? You can hurt Kaido with physical blows." And Killer, with this
Wah,
fa
wah,
fa
wah.
fa,
Then we have a chance of winning.
and
And then
then,
I see Law,
mm-hmm,
and he's like, "Let me just say one thing." And he's gritting his teeth. Do you have any idea? And then, well, we flash to Big Mom. Do you have any idea what it means to be king of the pirates? And still see Kaido struggling to get up, but he's looking darker and angrier. He's like, "What happened after I destroyed him in Kuri? And there are only a scant few capable of fighting me." And we see him pause
yeah,
with he's looking at Luffy's shadow too, so it's like almost like he's seeing Luffy for more than what he is there.
mm-hmm,
And he's saying, "How high will your ceiling go?" With Luffy looking all tough as fuck, and a flash of in the back we see some of the five strongest people here: Roger, Whitebeard, Odin, Shanks, and I'm assuming that's Dragon.
that's Zebek,
Epic.
Roxy Zebek,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Um,
Imagine that was Dragon, and just Dragon has this crazy angry side when he fights. He's like, "You thought I was on Kawakunku? Like, sack out of here, I'm a dragon." But
yeah,
yeah, so Zebek, and then doom doom with the flash. Kaido saying straw hat, and then he gives a little smile, and he's like, "All right, this is it." And we see him call out thunder. Go to the next page. With a flash, Luffy goes serious. He realizes something's about to happen. We see a flash of Kaido's mace. Him finishing off Bagua with hockey flying everywhere. He tries to knock into Luffy with his devastating attack, the same one he knocked him out in Kuri. But Luffy rolls out the way, spins out, roll out. we see Luffy thinking to himself, dang it, I was reading the future and everything. It's so fast. So for, those people who are like, oh, why doesn't he just dodge because he has the future? He's using these abilities passively. We're taking this into context. Okay, that's good. All right. So Kaido, haha, very good boy. You won't let the same hit you head on twice. And then we have a Flash Big Mom jumping right in with Zetsu Heavenly or Zeus, right? No, Prometheus.
Prometheus, yeah.
Flashing with Prometheus with that evil, creepy looking smile. Heavenly. Zoro runs in, a little trick, Firefox style, gives him a little slash. We see him cut Prometheus right in half, fire, flame, rend. Boom. Taking everybody's technique. Copy
Yeah.
Ninja Kakashi in this bitch.
Yeah, that's why he has his eyes closed. He has a shotgun gun. But yeah, he does the fire flame rend. Prometheus is getting cut up. He's dealing with attacks from Yonko now apparently, and
No, that was Kinemon's deck.
yeah, I'm saying it was Zoro. Zoro is dealing with a Yonko.
Oh, they say he was stealing Yonko's techniques. What?
Yeah, no. And Luffy even recognized that. That's weird to me that Luffy has the kind of observation to understand that that's a named attack from a specific individual.
I
But
don't know, man. I think Luffy is pretty like about the battles. Yeah, that's kind of like his bread and butter. Like he's like the LeBron James. He's gonna remember every play he sees with perfect accuracy. Because think about it, it's like he's the MVP of fighting. I think we can give him the benefit of being like, okay, I observe and take in every single person move, even if I don't comment on it.
He there's a theory, yeah, that going around that he is like a combat like genius type of person, or like that's where his mind is geared to. So yeah, I'll let it go. But Zoro's like, haha, I stole it. And like a true pirate taking shit, and Big Mom is shocked and she's angry or whatever, yelling Prometheus, and he's trying to gather himself over there. And then Zoro's, like the second, like the lieutenant he is, second in command, keeping Luffy on track, saying, "Don't lose focus for a single instant, Luffy. These are two emperors of the sea." Huh? And Law, saves Luffy, or at least takes him away without having, without Luffy have to expend the energy to dodge himself. But, he chambers him away, and Kaido just, swing and a miss. And, Law pulls him over, and Luffy's like, Traffy. And Law's like, hey, Straw Hat, I just want to make one thing clear. I was already planning to move the samurai below. And he's like, huh? And then you said, Traffy sent them all below. You get a little flashback. And Law is obviously upset about this. He read all the fan comments about how he seems like a subordinate of Luffy's now, and he got really upset about this. So he's like, that made it sound like I was following you.
But isn't he though? Isn't he though?
Seriously.
just accept it. Just accept it. Just breathe deep. Let it happen.
And then Luffy's like, who cares how it sounds? Same difference. And then Kid is putting, he's agitating the situation. He's that guy throwing, fuel on the fire. And is that right, Trafalgar? You're still Straw Hat's henchman now? I would never. And look, it's no skin off my back. Which of you two losers wants to follow the other? And then they both get upset by this. And then Big Mom is, Prometheus obviously is back together, and she's saying to burn them all, heavenly bonbons. An aptly named attack for Big Mom. And Luffy's playing a little game here now, and he says, okay, then whoever reacts to these first is the loser. And then Law's like, I'm not playing that game, you idiot. And then Kid's like, see, coming up with stupid contests like that is why you guys are so small time. And Luffy egging them on. He's like, that's fine. I guess you're just losers then. And then we have this hilarious panel over here.
All them like, who's gonna move first? And they're like, no, I ain't gonna die. I'm gonna just stay right here, looking ridiculous, scooching their face back as far as possible. Look at each other, and they all three of them take the attack because they got to show off and prove who's got the biggest dick, and they all get burned. All decide to take an attack from a Yonko in the middle of a battle. I think this is hilarious though. Luffy egging them on, being like, "Yo, I punched Kaido. I don't know about y'all, but I could probably take. Can y'all not take attack from Yonko? Is that what you're saying? Like, I mean, if y'all gotta dodge, just dodge. Just say that. You know, it ain't no big deal. You're just a little bitches, but you know, no big deal." And then Zoro with battle sense sees them all get blown up. He's like, "What are you trying to accomplish?" We see Kaido and Lin Lin, Big Mom, talking to each other. Kaido says, "Get back, Lin Lin. I want to see what they can do." And then she's like, "Again? You just can't help yourself, can you?" Zoro talking to Killer right there. He's like, "Don't get in my way, Hito Kiri Kamazo," just making fun of him when he was, laughing around on his crazy mode back when he took a smile, right? And he's like, "You don't hear many people with a laugh that weird." And Killer's just like, kind of laughing. He's like, "Wahaha." So I guess he's laughing it off. He's in good spirits, or maybe he can't stop laughing.
Yeah, he can't stop it. I think that's just his thing now.
Oh, that sucks. I really hope they cure that because that's gonna get annoying. So he just can't swim now, right? He just.
I don't know that.
I would become the Joker after that. I'd be like, I can't swim, man. I just gotta laugh all the time. Well, fuck this shit.
I don't know if smile like defunct smile fruits take away the ability to swim. They might have mentioned it at some point.
Has it been proven that smile users can't swim?
I'm not sure.
That's an interesting question.
I would think so.
I would think so, but that would be like.
Well, I mean, like
you
the
could
ones
make the argument that they're perfecting devil fruits, but I mean, then they'd have to understand more about devil fruits. That's a whole different thing.
That's I think it gets too sloppy. I'm just wondering, for the people who eat the smile, that it doesn't give them anything if they still lose the ability to swim. But yeah.
And then so we go back to the fight after Killer's laugh. He's like, "If I was using my punishers back then, you would be dead right now, Zolo Juro." Zoro goes, "The outcome would have been the same." And then he gears up, he has all his swords in his mouth. He does his 3-sword style, Purgatory. It looks like he's going to attack Kaido. Kaido looks, and he's just blank faced, like, what the fuck? Doesn't seem like he really care. Zoro hits him with the Onigiri. Killer hits him with the beheading claws, with the slashing swords. What are they called again? The Punishers?
Yeah.
It's a weird name for swords, but anyway. So they both hit him with their attacks simultaneously. Kaido looks like he has a mark on his neck, but doesn't even affect him. He goes, "Whoa, well done." Zoro looks down at his swords. He's like, "I got to unleash this Enma a bit more." So Zoro, obviously recognizing he has a ways to go, looking like he's not quite on Luffy's level just yet, at least with his attack hockey. You see a flash. Damn it. And can you pause for a second?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, continuing on.
All right, so we see Zoro again saying, "Gotta leash this Enma a little bit more." Looks like their attacks had shit effect on Kaido. Just laughing it off, being like, "Okay, good. All 5 of these rookies aren't crazy yet. Just that one little guy. Gotta kill him first." All right, and then we see a flash to Luffy, Law, and Kid. Luffy screams out, "I'm gonna finish this all at once," with a cough, with the fire coming off him. And we see all 3 of the main guys, trying to charge up their attacks. Law with his room, Luffy with Gear 4, Kid with Punk Rotten, and Kaido just looking hard as hell, being like, "Bring it on, come on." And we go to the next panel, and it's just this crazy splash of all 3 guys getting their main attacks going, and it's pretty fucking intense. Kid is just hogging up most of the page here with his death metal rock band mega Gundam attack that looks crazy.
Evil Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
Obviously Luffy just has regular, Gear 4 going on with the hockey, bounce man. Law just sitting down with his sword and a bunch of rocks behind him, looking like he's going to crash him into Kaido. Kaido looks at all this right in front of his face, spread open, like loving this, like, "Oh my god, this is the best day of my life. We're going to," looking like this is like an amusement park ride he's about to go on. He's laughing off. "Whoa, no. They might as well be monsters in their own right."
Do you think those rocks are coated in hockey? Like, because the tips are black. Do you think that's just shadow, or do you think that's meant to indicate like he's he's like using hockey on them to like harden them or
No,
something.
I think that's just Shadow. That's a good because we also see on Kid like on the underside. There's also darkness. It's just I think that's just meant to show like a gradient,
Mm,
not a
okay.
hockey. Luffy is the only one I think that's pulling hockey like in his attack right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I feel like Kid and Law would both be showing other signs on their body of like some sort of hockey action.
Hmm.
But I mean, there has to be some attack in it. It wouldn't just be like, let me just attack you with rocks after we've been saying all day that that does shit to you. Okay, so we see a Kid in the upper corner. We know you've got tough skin, but can it save you from being crushed and compacted to death? Obviously. Luffy saying gum, gum, not even responding to just such a dumbass, response by Kid. And then Law is like, I will go straight inside the body to deliver a surgical death with his room. Kaido just loving this. Apparently he's at McDonald's. It's
And
great.
yeah,
I
and
like
Luffy unloads on him with a con gun. Um, but I'm kind of getting the impression it's not the same kind of hit that he had before. But yeah, he does the con gun. Um, he is gritting his teeth, so I'll say that. And then Kid does his punk vice, and he's squishes him with his Megazord, and then Law uses rock throw, and
not
he
very.
does tact, and someone's screaming about it, so that's doing something, I guess. Um, and he's observing the situation, and we hear them Big Mom and mama, haha, and then she's laughing maniacally as she's floating on Zeus, rising into the sky, and then Kaido just bursts through the rubble. Whoa, it would
On
almost,
his dragon form.
yep. And I hate that he's going back to this because it's super annoying. Um, but it would almost be a shame to kill you, but you leave me no choice. Once you're dead, we'll take everything you have. All your manpower and treasure will belong to us. And Big Mom, you got some poneglyphs too, I assume. I can't wait for that. She's really on that poneglyph message. Like that, like you need to kind of be maybe a little bit more subtle
Did
here, but
did someone tell her like there was candy
yeah,
on the raft or something? Like, what's her deal here? Like,
yeah. But this is an awesome like spread right here. You know, Law just standing there with his cape flowing, Kid in his mech, just like flying through with the pieces of metal just kind of trailing behind him. Luffy looking dope with his gear 4 and the cape floating behind him, and Zoro is prepared, and Killer is looking like a praying mantis, just I'm here, yeah. And
This stupid ass laugh now.
we finish up the chapter with Kaido saying, making a declaration: whoever wins gets that much closer to King of the Pirates. And we got a break. We got a break, unfortunately.
Give me a break. Don't give me a break. Oh,
But yeah, pretty cool chapter.
yeah.
I liked it. Let's hit the points. Let's hit some of the notes that I made here. So Zebek, do you have any thoughts on him, like about what he was, or potential powers? Do you think he was another straight hockey user?
He'll probably end up being like a devil fruit user of some sort. Maybe like a recycled one, because I see that like that's happening more and more. Like especially in the Wano arc, where you saw like the barrier and the other one, the disguising, fruit. So like I think that may come into play where like an older fruit, is being repurposed. Who knows what that'll look like? Imagine it's the gum fruit. That'd be hilarious. But I think they would have like mentioned if it was like something they'd already seen, like that. I don't know. Zebek, I mean, he probably is gonna be even more cruel than like Kaido and Big Mom, because like I mean, if you have that many crazy people under you, it seems like you yourself would be like crazy, and that's probably where they all got it from. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Um, I mean, there's parallels between him and Teach, obviously. Um, Teach's ship is called Zebek. So there's that. Um, he kind of takes a similar policy, like how he recruited people from Impel Down. He told them to all kill each other, and that was kind of like the thing of Zebek's crew and Rocks. where like there was constant like infighting, and it was just a free for all kind of situation, and the powerful people were the people running the show and rising up in the ranks and shit. So
Think it's possible Teach was like the cabin boy on that ship, and that's where he learned everything.
um I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it's not to say it wouldn't be possible, but I would lean more towards it was something he was aware of. He was aware of Rox's history and legacy, and probably why he modeled a lot of his tactics and ideas after Zebek. I wouldn't be surprised if Zebek had the Darkness Devil fruit. Um, and that's he learned about Zebek, and why Zebek had that devil fruit in the first place. Maybe Zebek knew the significance of the Darkness Devil fruit, and what it could achieve for him. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that panel with Luffy and those shadowy figures is making the power scalers, gonna make the power scalers go crazy, because now there's concerns about who's stronger than who. Shanks is being referenced next to all these heavy hitters, and it's like, oh, well, Garp isn't there, Akainu isn't there. You know what I mean? And like, I think it's one of those situations where it's like, don't read too much into it. Yeah, these are significant people, but it's not to say these are the only significant people in the One Piece world, or the only ones who'd be able to do any kind of damage to Kaido. I'm sure there's others as well.
This might just be like a more personal thing. Like all these things, I feel like he has like a personal connection with. Like obviously Roger and Whitebeard. He would have clashed with a lot, along with Shanks. Odin, we know his story, and he grew up under Zebek, so it seems like he would probably have a lot of shit there too. Like so, I feel like there's history there, and each guy here he had a slightly more personal like thing with like not say that he doesn't like with Akaino or like Garp or any of the other guys, but maybe just like these five in particular just stand out, And they also
Yeah.
have like that pirate-esque, free nature. So that's another thing, that they also have in common with Luffy.
Yeah.
Whereas the other guys were more military, more about the system. These guys are like doing their own shit.
Yeah, maybe Kaido has more of a respect for them. Um, and what was I gonna say? Shit. Oh yeah, people were saying like, oh, Big Mom wasn't there. Why didn't he include Big Mom in that thing? Well, I mean, it'd be kind of. I
Sure,
think it'd just be awkward. Like, she's already in the picture. She's already in the.
they're right there, yeah.
She's
Like,
yeah.
we
It would
take
have.
it, we understand these things, yeah. Like it doesn't have to be like every single shred of it. Just like he was having the thought during a fight, man. Yeah, have you guys ever been in a fight? You know how many thoughts like you can have that are coherent in your brain.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and another thing I want to think about too is with this with those people he thought about who could potentially actually like do physical damage to him. He thinks of Zebek, but he didn't get the Dragon Devil fruit until the dissolution of that Rocks crew. At least as far as I understand, Big Mom gifted it to him when they were dissolved. Um, so Zebek was able to damage. He's saying like Zebek was capable of hurting him, meaning this toughness that he has is not derived from his Dragon Devil fruit. You know what I mean? Is that the implication here? That's basically what I'm driving at.
Yeah, you know what would clear all this up? Flashbacks.
I'm sure we're gonna get it before everything is said and done.
Yeah,
Um,
there's no way. It's too much time that's passed between flashbacks.
yeah,
It's just not feasible. But
yeah.
maybe it's towards the end. Maybe like he, it was kind of a thing like that led to the dissolution of the pirates or something. Who knows? Like fighting over this fruit. I don't know. Could be anything.
Well, they got dissolved when
Yeah, well,
Garpin.
Guap and yeah, they all met on the island. But like, I'm sure there's more to that story because there's always more, as you unravel a tale.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what's up there? I mean, because I can't see Garp and Roger like, oh, it's like 2 versus 11 and something like that. I'm sure there's more complexity as to what's going on. I'm sure like other pirate crews or other people were there as well. And I'm sure
I
like pirates themselves had something to do with like the breakup too. Like maybe they were losing, and since there's no camaraderie there, they kind of turned on each other and like did the damage.
Yeah, I would imagine it more for a free for all, and I would think that Garp and Roger would be capable of dealing with the situation, just for the fact like you got to think about it like this wasn't a full fledged Kaido and Big Mom and Whitebeard and whoever else was there. These were like lower level versions of these people. So it'd be like um you know uh dealing with the Straw Hat crew. You know what I mean? Like it
At
would
which point are
be
you dealing with them? Which straw? Yeah, like is it
like
Fishman Island one? Is it pre-Fishman Island? Is it
like if
the post Punk
Akainu and
Hazard?
if Akainu and Aokuji and Fujitora went to go fight the Straw Hat crew, there's a it's not gonna just 100% be Straw Hats are gonna win. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I would think it'd be something kind of similar to Rock's crew, especially since, like you said, they weren't, you know, they didn't have a high level of camaraderie. So it's probably they couldn't organize together to work together to deal with these guys. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
yeah. Another thing I want to mention, the future sight thing. Okay, so I think people need to relax when it comes to like
Passive, like
being
every
yeah.
ability, like checking like this hat, like why didn't this guy beat this guy because he has this, and this? It's like certain things are just like it's a story, man. Like I mean, like
Well, it's more so the broadcasting. Like he can't say I'm using future sight every single time he uses future sight. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of take it as a understood that future sight is a part of his repertoire and he's using it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's like a
And
constant passive ability, sort of now. Like just this is something that he has going on. Just like remember in Fishman Island when the guys were like chilling and they just had like a flash of hockey warning them that something was going on in a different part of the castle. It's just an ability they have now that's just gonna like come in when he's battling or doesn't need to be like, oh, why didn't he dodge? He's using it. These guys are just stronger or faster or using the same abilities to counteract it now. That's just the
yeah.
level that they're in now.
hmm Um, yeah, then we have another thing I want to talk about. So we got we had that funny panel with them, eating the fireball, and it's kind of like people could make an argument like, why are they not taking this seriously? You're fighting against a Yonko and you're taking unnecessary hits to, for a joke or whatever. But I think I think this personality thing, this willpower, and just what makes them up as a person is significant to their qualities and as leaders in the pirate world. And
Yeah.
you know you're not gonna be a top person in the One Piece world without thinking a little bit too highly of yourself, being a little cocky, and taking unnecessary risks and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it almost like I think this like your thought is like it ties in with the King Emperor's hockey almost like them doing this. Like you got to like stand up and do some crazy shit sometimes because you have that much confidence in yourself almost. Like
hmm
Kaido took that hit, from Luffy. He didn't have to. Like obviously he had the speed to dodge or whatever, but like having the confidence and like like being like I am the king, I am that level. Like I can take this. Like I can sit here and do that
hmm
to prove to other people that's part of that quality that makes them so strong, like you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
And it seems ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's One Piece. Like,
Oh yeah,
have you not been watching?
that is the purpose. That is the point. To be super over the top. Um, So one thing I kind of picked up on a couple pages ago when Luffy was like, "I'm gonna finish this." He says, "I'm gonna finish this all at once," and he's coughing, and he goes to Gear 4. Um, to me, that doesn't bode well. It kind of when Luffy gets desperate and he's all like just going into like rampage mode is when he seems to fuck
His
up.
back is up against the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of like he can be more prone to making a mistake, and in his desperation to get things over and done with, he can make a mistake that he otherwise wouldn't, or not see something that he otherwise would.
Yeah.
But
Um, yeah, I think the cough thing was just because he just took Big Bomb's attack, so he was like, let me, that was dumb. Let me just like try and make up for that mistake.
hmm,
Um, but yeah, I did think it was an interesting note because he hits him with the Gear 4 attack, and it didn't seem to like hurt him as much as the what was it, the Rock's attack
Red
he hit,
Rock, yeah.
Red Rock. So is he using the same hockey, or can he only use X amount of it? Does he need time to gather it up? Is it going to be like a Piccolo kind of shot where he needs you to hold him and charge up for 10 minutes?
He seemed to whip it out pretty quickly before. Like he just instantly dodged Kaido in the previous chapter and smashed him in the head. So I'm thinking it's something he can pull out pretty quickly. Um, so I'm not sure why he's, what the purpose of this is. I mean, the story will unfold as it goes along.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. So it's I thought this was a decent chapter.
it was good.
Um, some people like this more so than the previous one. I personally disagree. I think the ending of the previous chapter was just like mwah, perfect icing on the cake.
Yeah,
And this is kind of like this had cool action. It had cool like double page spreads, awesome stuff. But it's like to me, I feel like a chapter that's kind of moving things along.
yeah.
Um, and I don't like that Kaido is turned back into a dragon. I it seems like nothing really significant occurs when he is a dragon. You know what I mean? Like he just it doesn't seem like the most optimal fighting form for him to be honest.
Well,
So
maybe he's getting this to get to his awakening state, and he'll like, he just has to get to this point first before he can get to the next level. Who
maybe
knows?
maybe I don't know, man. I'm seriously still wondering about that whole like you know humanoid hybrid form because it's not something that he did when he fought Odin, and
Yeah,
I don't know why he'd be holding something like that back, but
it
who
was
knows?
16 years ago.
Yeah.
The man grew up. He's
Uh,
an adult now.
yeah.
But
I would rate this chapter probably solid 8.
give like an 8.3. Like, it
Yeah.
was really good. Like the pages here. I laughed when the three guys took their attacks. All good stuff here. I don't really have the only thing was like it seemed like slightly short, but I mean overall, no serious complaints, just good. Not like I think like you're saying, like last week's chapter just kind of like the beats just hit a little better. This one was like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, kept me entertained, didn't like blow me away, but like still kept me engrossed.
Hmm.
A lot of great splash pages, loving the 5 versus the 2. That last page was really great. Um, whoever is winning is going to become king of the pirates or gets that much closer. So I don't know. I feel like Kaido and Big Mom are both like, we're going to betray each other. We're going to betray, but first we're going to do this. And it's like, it's just creeping closer and closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your MVP for the chapter?
My MVP. That's a hard one. I might want to say Kaido, honestly, because he's dealing with all this and he's it's taking all of them to do anything to him and he's still, eating these attacks and he's loving it apparently. He's pretty happy about this scenario. So, I think I'm gonna give it to Kaido.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it to Luffy just because he made that comment, which made all three of them stay together. He's like, "Yeah, you guys could dodge if you're pussies," and they're all like, "Man, fuck this guy. I can take this attack."
Yeah, that was funny. That was good. Good gag. Um, so yeah, what's your prediction for next week's chapter?
Next week chapter. Let's see. I think they're gonna start to show us more of what's going on in other parts of the island. Like, I don't think they're gonna keep us on this fight a little bit. Like, I think they're gonna have like maybe like 1 or 2 more pages, but I think like we're gonna start to see what's going on in other places as well. Um, Maybe you see like them all like unleash one big attack, and then we're like, oh, on to other parts of the island. But I think we're gonna start to see other parts of the story move now, and like take a little break from this. That's like my main and only thing. I don't know what's gonna happen because like there's just so many moving parts, so much going on right now that it's really hard to like take an accurate guess.
Hmm. Um, I I'm not. My guess would be that this fight continues on for a couple more chapters. Maybe we get little flashes here and there, but I'm hoping and I think that we'll stick to this for 2 or 3 chapters. I kind of think they're gonna lose this fight in some kind of sense, um, and once that happens, it'll segue back to the other fights, and those will be resolved. And I think the various straw hats will win, and then we'll encounter some scenario where Luffy queues up again to deal with these guys, or it's Luffy and some kind of combination of the supernovas versus the Yonko will queue up again to finally wrap it up. I think that's how the third act will end. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna continue this fight in the next chapter, and I hope that we will continue this fight in the next chapter, because this is barely a little tease of what can be happening here. Plus, with the scabbards, we got to see some fighting between them and Kaido. And I doubt that we'd get that much shine and attention on the Scabbards fighting Kaido and then only get 2 chapters of the Supernovas versus the Yonko and then just immediately leave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
We'll have to see. But I can't wait for the next chapter. This break can come, be over with soon enough.
yeah.
Yeah, just excited. Just good stuff. Good stuff. Loving
Word.
this arc. It's finally where we want it to be.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I think that's gonna be our video for this chapter. I hope you guys enjoy as much as we did, and have a good, tough 2 weeks until we get our next chapter release.
Good luck,
Peace.
everybody, in 2021. Peace out.